Hey guys, how are you? I hope your summer's going great. I'm here today to talk about my pregnancy after tummy tuck. I am 20 weeks. Well, technically tomorrow I'm 21 weeks, but I really wanted to do a 20-week video because that's the halfway point of pregnancy. So I'm just over 20 weeks pregnant, or 5 months along, and I'm going to show you guys what my stomach looks like after being pregnant with a tummy tuck. But first I wanted to discuss something that a lot of people have asked me over the last year, which is, why did you have a tummy tuck when you knew that you planned on getting pregnant? Because most people get their tummy tucks after they have babies. So I'm going to talk about that today. But first, one thing I want to add is that mine was not technically a tummy tuck. It was a lower body lift, which is a tummy tuck, but they go all the way around your body. And that was to remove the excess skin from the weight that I had lost. So, before I decided to get the surgery, I did a lot of research, and there's not very much on the internet. There are a few women that are posting. There's maybe like 2 or 3 on YouTube that have posted their journey of having a tummy tuck and then having a baby. And ironically, now that I'm going to be posting these, there are 2 or 3 other women that are posting. So now there's going to be a little bit more information out there, but there's not a lot of information at all. But I had talked to my doctor about it, and his response was, "You'll be fine. The baby's not going to cause as much damage as the weight did." But I was also concerned about the perspective of, is the baby going to have enough room to move around in there and grow and all that sort of stuff? But obviously your body's going to need it's going to do what it needs to do to support the baby. So me having the tummy tuck is not going to harm the baby in any way. He's still going to be able to stretch, move around in there. And then I asked my surgeon, Dr. Aga was where I went for the lower body lift. I asked him, how long should I wait until getting pregnant, and he said 3 months, which I thought that was not enough time. So we actually waited about 7 or 8 months before we decided to start trying, and I became pregnant 10 months after my lower body lift / tummy tuck, whatever you want to call it. So, but the reason of why did I get it when I knew I was going to get pregnant, because most people get their tummy tuck after having a baby. The reason I did it is because I've been obese most of my life. Struggled with weight, struggled with food addiction, losing weight, gaining weight, all that sort of stuff. So I kind of was really ready to close that chapter of my life and move on to the new chapter of my life. And not that I ever want to forget where I came from, because I think when we forget the pain that we experienced in a situation, we might put ourselves in that situation again. So I don't ever want to forget where I was with the obesity and the food and the struggles, because I don't want to go back there. But also I didn't want the constant reminder of the skin, because it was almost like just constantly left me feeling bad about what I had done to my body. So in 2009, I had my weight loss surgery. And in 2012, so 3 years later, I had my excess skin removal. I intentionally left a gap for a few reasons. One, money. But the other one was that I don't feel like a year out from losing weight is a long enough time to wait to make sure that you're able to maintain that loss. The other thing is I wanted to kind of mentally prepare for it. One of the best pieces of advice I heard from someone was, plastic surgery makes normal people ultra normal. It makes the rest of us normal. So I had to make sure going into my surgery that I had a very realistic opinion or outlook of what I was going to look like afterwards. And with my weight loss, I was more of an abnormal, so I was kind of more going for a normal look. So anyways, so the main thing is I was just ready to really close that chapter in my life, move on with something new, which was getting married, having a baby. And I really don't think that the baby is going to cause as much damage as the weight did, just like the doctor said. So I guess that answers the question from there. As far as my growth, you definitely cannot tell that I'm pregnant, even though I'm 5 months along. I'm going to show my progress photos. In those photos, you can see that there's a difference. But I imagine the majority of the people in my life that I haven't told yet, like maybe just some coworkers or whatever that I'm not that close with, they probably have no idea that I'm pregnant. What was the other thing? I haven't really had any, I've watched some videos where people talk about the pain of the stretching and all that sort of thing, or extra stretch marks. I have not gotten any new stretch marks. Only some stretch marks I had that were left over from being obese when he removed most of them, but there were some left. You couldn't see them, but now that I've gained a little bit of weight in my stomach, you can see them a little bit, but they're like white and barely noticeable. But you guys will see that in a minute. The other thing is I didn't have any kind of pain up until Actually, right when I hit 20 weeks, I started feeling like some cramping and some stretching. But everything I've looked up online and after speaking with my midwife, that's actually completely normal at this point. So I can't say that that pain was attributed to the tummy tuck or if it was just normal stretching and growing pains. I have a cousin who is a tiny little thing, and she through her entire pregnancy gained 15 pounds, so she just had like this basketball sitting on her stomach. But she told me that she started feeling those stretching pains around week 16. So they're not unusual, and I haven't been feeling them now. But I wanted to make this video now because over the past week, I actually have noticed a difference in the size of my stomach. So hopefully that answers any of everyone's questions. So I'm going to show some pictures so you guys kind of get an idea of what I look like before my tummy tuck and why I decided to have it. Even though I've had the tummy tuck and you can't really tell that I'm pregnant, I would much rather not be able to tell that I had a tummy tuck, not be able to tell that I'm pregnant because of my tummy tuck, than not be able to tell that I'm pregnant because of my excess skin. I can't imagine if I had been going through the pregnancy with the excess skin and never being able to tell that I was pregnant. I mean, that would just be an embarrassment and another reminder of, look what I did to myself. So, like I said, I was just really ready to close that chapter of my life and move on. I feel like there was one more thing I wanted to say. I don't remember. But, oh, you want to see my shirt? Okay, so it says Baby Infante arriving November 2013, and then there's like a little pregnant lady. So my husband and I have been saying that since you can't really tell that I'm pregnant, I need like some cute maternity shirts that like have sayings on them. I haven't bought anything yet, but that might be a good idea. So I guess it's also stay tuned for the pictures, and I'm also going to show you my belly. So thanks, guys. So I'm going to start off to the side so you guys can see there's no significant bump here when I'm standing sideways. I know I'm bigger, but other people can't tell. So here's from the front. Okay, so again, this is 20 weeks or 5 months. Technically, I'm almost 21 weeks after a pregnancy, after a tummy tuck. So I just started over the last week to get a little bit more fullness in here. But for the most part, I would say you cannot tell that I'm pregnant. So there you have it. And my scar, you can't see it here, but it's very low down. It's right here. I haven't noticed any differences in my scar. I'm very happy with the placement of it from Dr. Aga. I have noticed that my belly button, the scar, is normally internal, and it's starting to push out a little bit, so it might look interesting by the end. So that is all.